Hello, it's me. I'm not looking incredibly witchy right now because I've just returned from a 4-day trip to Bristol and Stoke-on-Trent, which are not close together. Don't try and visit both at the same time, but I did because it was Witchfest Midlands and I was really excited to go because I went to Witchfest International a couple of years ago when it was in Brighton, and then they didn't do it for a year because they needed some time, I guess, to like recoup some money. I think there was a problem with that. They did come around and explain that at Witchfest International. But because I enjoyed it so much, I decided to go to Witchfest Midlands, and I wrote to my friend Vanda, who you will see in a video because while I was down there we filmed some stuff about witchy makeup. I roped them into coming with me to Witchfest Midlands, so that meant a 7-hour coach trip from where I live to Bristol, and then the following day a 5-hour coach trip to Stoke-on-Trent. That's there and back, and we were there for like 4 hours, so that was totally worth spending all that time in a coach. JK it was. But we got to go to Witchfest Midlands. We arrived at about noon and then we had to leave at about 4, so we did miss like quite a lot of the first 2 hours essentially. But we did get to see some really interesting talks, and we had lunch at Staffordshire University cafeteria, which is an okay cafeteria if you're here for cafeteria reviews. But I also got to buy some stuff, which is mainly why I go to this, because I buy a lot of my stuff online, but occasionally it's nice to buy stuff, you know, direct from vendors who are pagan and who are making things for the right reasons and not as like a cash grab. And you can tell that better if you go along and meet them face to face. And also because it's a Children of Artemis event and they sell books and things that a lot of the time you can't get other places that like self-published books, which I find quite interesting because it's, you know, pagans again writing for pagans and not someone writing in a way that it's going to be like commercially attractive but not incredibly deep or interesting. So I went along for that. I didn't actually find any books that I wanted to buy. I found one and then dithered too long, and when I came back it had already been bought, so lesson learned. But what I did get was some products from 3 different vendors who were really interesting and cool people to talk to. That was my screen going dark because I'm professional. I have some information to share with you, which is why the laptop is on. And I just wanted to talk about some of their products and some of the things that I bought from there, just to give them like a little bit of a plug to the 4 people this will reach, but also to help you out if you're looking for pagan owned and operated businesses that you can patronise and support. So without further ado, the first lot of things were incense. I bought this from a company called Phoenix Flames. Here's their logo, if you can see that. And I picked up their business card as well, so you can like pause on the screen and just read that information. But I am going to talk a little bit about the website as well, so this is them. Now, the lady I spoke to, I think was called Angela because on the website there is a picture of her, but just to give you a little bit of a brief about what their company is about. It says, Phoenix Flames is run by 2 friends, Sarah and Angela. Together we have over 20 years experience in paganism and witchcraft. Angela comes from a gypsy background and has a passion for using candles, herbs, crystals and oils within her magical work, while Sarah's speciality is making herbal incense, bath salts, soaps and oils. We sell homemade bespoke products, all made from our own recipes, which we have tried and tested over the years. Combined, we make a great team with a wealth of knowledge. Now, while I was talking to the lady on the stall, who I think was Angela, she did mention that her partner, like business partner, had recently died, which was very sad. I don't know if that is the Sarah they're referring to in this website blurb. But I did have a look at some of the stuff they have for sale. I have to say the prices were insanely reasonable. There were other people there selling things that were quite expensive, and I don't usually buy incense because I can make my own. Because it's one of the things that I really like to do, and one of the things that I'm quite good at. But I so liked talking to her, and I was so impressed by like the range that they had and some of the scents they had on offer, that I bought 3 jars. These were £3 each, or 4 for £10, so I bought 3 and my friend picked one to take home as well. And they look like this. You can buy these like little jam jar things at most like pound shops. But they are very sturdy and very good for like reusing, and obviously because it's glass, it's recyclable. I actually put my own homemade incense in these to like keep it fresh, so I had no problem with the packaging. I liked that it was quite simple, and obviously the bulk of what you're paying for is ingredients inside this. This is Fiery Wall of Protection, and this was the last one they had on the store, but it just smells so good. And if you can see like the ingredients in there, like all ground up, lovely fresh herbs and resins and bark and things, which is really nice and not like processed or anything like that. I also buy incense sometimes when I go to Glastonbury and I visit Starchild, which is another great shop, but their incense is quite expensive. It's like, I can't remember the price, but you know, you're paying like £5 a jar-ish. They are bigger jars, but £3 for a jar is pretty good in my book. So the ones I bought were Fiery Wall of Protection. I bought Just Judge, which I didn't really understand what it was for. Angela was, again, really helpful, talked me through like what it was for and how you would go about using it. And I also bought one called Moon, which I don't really have a dedicated moon incense for like full moon rituals, so I thought this would be really useful, and it smells so good. I think there's like jasmine flowers in there, which is again really nice. If you buy these through the website, because they do have a website store that you can buy these from, it does give you a little bit of a breakdown of what they're about. For example, the Fiery Wall of Protection incense, it says, burn this potent incense during defensive workings when you feel you are under attack. It can also be used in charm bags and herbal sachets, and each jar contains approximately 15 grams of incense that is again handmade. And I really liked, she was very enthusiastic about what they do and like how they work, which is really nice to see in a business, that they're like engaged with you, because some people, not necessarily at Witchfest, but other like pagan themed markets you go to, they kind of act like they don't really want to be there, or like their business is only tangentially related to pagans. It's more like sort of like just new age like fashion type stuff. They act like they don't want to be there, they're kind of grumpy, they don't want to talk to you about what it is they sell or how they make it, and they just kind of look a bit just done with the whole thing. She was really friendly, and that's why I bought so much stuff from her, because she was really nice and could explain to me what it was for, and talked about like this big book that they have where they write down all their recipes and the process of like going through their herbs and resins and smelling them and working out which is going together. So that was really exciting. Cannot recommend them enough. They had some things that I did not buy, but they had 7-day candles, not in glass jars, but like sort of this tall and like this wide, for like a good sized candle, which were only £12 and very clearly handmade, because at the bottom you could see like the wick and where it had been poured, which I don't mind. I think it's nice to have like a hand finished product. I also make my own candles, so I didn't buy one of those, but I did smell a good number of them, and they smelled really good, like with genuine essential oils had been used in them, and the colours were really strong, but again the smells were just amazing, and obviously a lot of time and effort had been put into those. So yeah, the really reasonably priced company, great customer facing person at that stall, and it does look like their website has a lot of other stuff on it as well, which wasn't on their stall, including a section called Pre-Loved Books, which I really love, because second-hand books on paganism and stuff, there should be more second-hand bookstores that sell those. It's nice to find new books at events, but I really love a used book. I love a used book price, and yeah, really into that, really excited about that as well. And she did say that they will mix up any kind of incense or anything for a goal that you need if you want one tailor-made for you, which is nice. So yeah, recommend them very. The other shop that I ended up buying a lot of stuff from, I'm including in this 2 things that I bought when I went to a Reading witch market. I think it was just called like Witches Market. I don't think it was a Children of Artemis event. But they are Domina Lunae, or Domina Lunae. I don't know how to say this, but this is the front of their card, which is just a really pretty picture, and then the back has again all the information on it if you want to go and look at them. They sell mostly herbal products again, but like herbal sprays, essential oils, different kinds of like aura cleansing sprays, and we're going to get into that now. So, on their About Me webpage, there's usually two people on the store. It's been the same two people when I've bought from them both times. There's a guy who kind of runs the store and does some of the like selling and stuff. But when I asked a question, I think at the Reading one, about one of the items, he didn't really know, and he had to wait for the lady who I think makes all the products and knows the most about them to come back. So I think this person is Christina Pandolfo. I'm afraid if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. And on the website it says Dianic Priestess, Esoteric Herbalist, Plant Spirit Healer, owner of Domina Lunae Apothecary, and founder of the Dianic spiritual organisation Domina Lunae. Christina has been initiated in the Dianic tradition and officially ordained Dianic clergy for the Temple of Diana, Los Angeles. She's also an author, trained phytotherapist, I don't know what that is, esoteric herbalist, plant spirit healing practitioner, and a landscape architect specialised in healing gardens, psychic gardens, and eco-spirituality. Spiritual life coach, she has been teaching classes and workshops about witchcraft and female spirituality in Italy and abroad since 2010. So, quite a long time, quite good credentials. Their website is also incredibly professional and just looks great. I will say that, and I like a professional looking website. I do not like looking at stuff that looks like it was made on Angel Fire in like the late 2000s, because it doesn't give you a lot of confidence that your card details aren't about to get stolen. So I do like a professional looking website. From them this time around, the first thing that I bought was this, which is a cleansing aura spray. They do quite a lot of things in this general packaging. This is a glass bottle with a plastic spray and cap. I love a glass bottle. I will be reusing this. I love that art as well on the bottles, the general like label stuff. This is the cleansing aura spray. On the website this is listed as £10, but I paid £15 for this and another item, so I think this was £8, she said. So I think it's cheaper if you buy from them directly when they are at events like this. And what this says is this product is used for spiritual cleansing on goods, clothes, inside the house, and over yourself to clean from negative energies. I used this at the end of the bus journey from Stoke back to Bristol because it had been a long and stressful journey, and it did actually make me feel better. It smells really good as well. It has a very kind of clean, lavendery smell, which I appreciate. And my dad's asthmatic, and I am occasionally asthmatic due to hay fever, and smoke actually makes hay fever worse because you're just breathing in more stuff that's going to irritate your nose. But I still like to smudge things, and this is a good alternative as well. Obviously you can make something like this yourself, but I do like buying things when I'm out and about and seeing what other people have to offer, and just using a product that I didn't have to make myself, which is great. The website actually does list the ingredients for this, so I guess you could try and duplicate it yourself, but again, it's nice to just buy something that has already been made for you, conveniently. But this says it's made with distilled water and essential oils. It gives mostly the Latin names that I'm not going to try and say, but it looks like one of the ingredients is cinnamon, there's citrus, eucalyptus, and almond oil as carrot oil, and I'm guessing the rest is filled up with water. But there is a pretty good layer of oil like on top of the stuff, so you can see that you're getting quite a lot of oil as an ingredient, which is good, and that it's not like alcohol based essences or cheaper alternatives. It's actually like genuinely using the oil. The other thing I bought, and I think this was £7, it's listed as £7 on the website, so I don't know why the spray was apparently cheaper in person but the oil was the same price. Confusion. But this is called Bliss, and it's just in one of these normal essential oil bottles, and then it says for mood balancing and emotional support, which is good because, you know, depression and anxiety, not fun. And I thought I'd give this a try as like a kind of rescue remedy type thing. It says, this aromatherapy oil supports in case of bad mood, sadness, loneliness and depression, harmonising the energy body and promoting feelings of joy, happiness and gratitude. So again, that's really nice. It has a really nice scent. When I bought this, it had like a plastic wrap on it, which I have since removed because I wanted to get into it, but it smells really nice, really strongly of like jasmine, which is a really nice smell. And again, it lists the amount that you get in the bottle, and then just says like how you use it and the Latin names of things that are in it. And this has jojoba as a carrier oil as well, which is a nice quality oil. So I was really impressed with that. The two things that I bought when I met this stall owner in Reading were 2 pots of balm. So I bought the All Heal salve, which is just in this little metal tin, which is reusable. Great. I like to make incense and can store it in there. So this is one of their remedies, and it's calendula, plantain and turmeric. It looks a bit gross in there because I have been using it. But that's the actual product. It's kind of like a hard lip balm texture, so you have to kind of dig in if it's a bit chilly. I bought this to use on eczema because I have like little bits of eczema that come up every now and again. It's quite nice on those, reduces the inflammation. It's also nice dotted on like spots like this little friend that I'm growing here because I slept on a sofa away from my skincare regime for a few days. It's good on that. I will say the yellow pigment to it from the turmeric does stain your skin a little bit. Not noticeably, like if you're taking a shower the next day, it will come off. But if you're just like putting it on and then you're not obviously going to wash just like your arm before you go out the next day, you might notice that there's a yellow tinge. But really handy, really easy to take places with you. Doesn't leak because it's a solid, so that's nice. The other thing that I bought was the flying ointment, which you can buy online, although I think it's currently out of stock when I checked the website. Yeah, so this says it's out of stock, but they were selling it at the event, so I guess they are still making it. It's just sold out because I guess people buy it quite quickly because you can't really buy flying ointment everywhere. But this is £13 for quite a little tub. There's the label on the front. I haven't used a huge amount of this, so you can see like the dent in the middle. And what this is for is putting on like the soles of your feet and temples, and using it for lucid dreams, consciousness expanding and astral travels. I used it during meditation and a ritual, and it's quite nice. It induces this kind of like lightheaded meditative feeling without you really having to struggle to do it, which for someone who has depression and anxiety and is thinking a lot about things all the time, is nice to have a kind of shorthand way into letting go of that and getting into a meditative headspace. I've also used it on nights when I can't sleep because it's quite relaxing and gets you into, again, a sort of dreamy state. I haven't noticed any ill side effects. It hasn't upset my skin, which is quite sensitive to just soap or any product that goes on the skin. It hasn't caused any rashes or anything, or any negative side effects. It did also come with a warning sheet, which is a good idea, and it tells you things like not to drive after you've used it and things like that, and not to get it in like your eyes or to eat it because it's toxic if you eat it because it's got toxic stuff in it. On the front it lists belladonna and mugwort as components in the actual recipe. So they're a super nice company. The lady's really helpful. I didn't really talk to her much this time because I just kind of knew what I wanted to buy, but previously she was very helpful talking about the different ointments and stuff that I wanted to buy, and gave a lot of very useful direction. So go check out that website if you're looking for things to do with like herbal healing. They've got also a perfume range, occult fragrances, which are like little roll-ons. They smell really good. They're like £9 each. They also sell poison essences, I guess, so like belladonna essence, incense again, and various other little items along the sort of herbal line. Now the final place that I bought stuff from was Hawthorne Crafts. They do not have a website, I don't think. I didn't actually pick up a card for them, which was unfortunate. I just read from the back of this, which has like some information printed on it. But they have a Facebook page, which I'm on at the moment, which is just Hawthorne Crafts. It has like a little purple fox as their logo. So I bought this, which is just a greetings card. It was £2, which is quite reasonable for a greetings card, I think. But I really just bought it for the artwork. I'm not going to send it to anyone. I might frame it, or I might stick it into my Book of Shadows. But what it says is, earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. And it has like this nice pentacle in the centre. Really pretty. They had like a lot of other cards with different things on them. Again, that you could just like frame, stick into your Book of Shadows, or send to people, which is their purpose. Thank you, Sarah. So I bought that. Again, really nice people. I obviously know that people are nice when they want to sell you stuff, but I've worked in sales and there's nice people and then there's nice people who are nice because they want to sell you stuff, but they seem like generally nice people. Bought that from there. Another guy on the end of that store was selling rocks and stones and stuff. I think they are like together as part of the same stall, because that seems to be the case from looking at their like Facebook pictures. From him I bought, surprise surprise, a rock. This is like a rough emerald chunk apparently. It's got like little scattered bits of green in there. So obviously not like particularly valuable as like a precious stone, but I'm a Taurus. My birthstone is rose quartz but also emerald, and I've always wanted to have emerald, but obviously it's super expensive to get like a cut stone. So this is quite a nice alternative. This was £2.50 and I got a big old chunk, which I might attempt to put through my rock polisher, or I might just keep like this because it's very pretty. They did have polished versions available, and quite a number of other different stones as well. Very reasonably priced again. This is a lot cheaper than what I see in my like local esoteric shop, where even just like a piece of rose quartz like this big would cost you like £5. So there you go. He also sold like some pewter jewellery, which I don't know if it's mass produced or if they produce it, but it was quite pretty. Didn't buy any of that. But yeah, they were definitely reasonably priced stones, reasonably priced art, and really nice people to deal with as well. So that's everything that I bought at Witchfest. I had a really nice time. I think previously with Witchfest International, the programme of events was available to download like before you go, which would have been really helpful in planning when we wanted our coach to get there, because I actually ended up missing a talk by Kat Treadwell that I really wanted to see once I'd actually looked at the itinerary, because it was kicking off at like 4, but by 4:40 I had to be on a coach. So if I'd have known that, I might have changed my coach journeys around to be there for that. But I'd ended up seeing 2 quite interesting talks, one about animism and one about myth by Dan the Bard. So that was really nice to go to. Also, they had some of the stalls in the room where some of the talks were happening, because it was like a big hall, which was nice because you could listen to the talk but also shop, which was a nice like 2-for-1 activity. But yeah, having the programme beforehand would have been really helpful. And I kind of miss Witchfest International because obviously that's a lot bigger. You get like more stalls, more talks. It's just like a just generally bigger event, and they are doing that in November in London, but I can't afford to go to that because I'm not a Children of Art, I'm a member, and tickets are slightly more expensive for me, and I don't know that I can go to another witch event this year because I've already been to the Witch Market in Glastonbury, the one in Reading, and this one, so it might be a while before I go to one again, but I'll try and do international next year because it is a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the stuff that I bought, some of the stuff that you can get that's out there that you might not have heard about or seen if you haven't been to one of these events before. And yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with these and how I enjoy them, because I'm looking forward to using some of them. And I will also be putting up the makeup video of me and Vanda trying witch-themed makeup, and obviously my first attempt at using witch-themed makeup, in which I am not a professional makeup user. So go and check those out as well, and I'll see you in the next one.